And if you're going to stay in such a relationship, I need you to watch for these red flags. It may not always be rewarding to be in this relationship, but you don't want to let it become toxic in your life. How does it become toxic? You allow the pain to go untreated. And instead of working on the pain to diminish it, either through therapy or other outside support from friends, family, spiritual counselors, you turn to food, alcohol, or drugs. I do a great deal of work with mood and food, my other specialty of weight control. But the people who come to me have lifestyle issues. Sometimes it's relationship. Sometimes it's just the busyness of a very positive and productive life. And sometimes it's eating out of a mood, whether it be anger, depression, or even boredom. Many psychologically healthy people can get into negative habits with too much unstructured free time on their hands. Another thing you want to watch for in terms of a red flag is neediness. You burn out a person, you make yourself less attractive when you constantly project neediness. All of us as human beings have needs, but neediness is a turnoff. Yes, you can speak of your needs, you can express your needs, but don't let it become a perpetual phenomenon. And also, as we watch for red flags, sometimes you may be doing your very best in a relationship, but the other person is hypercritical or angry, or maybe they have a genetic history of mood disorders. Be very careful not to allow bad behavior to be contagious. Just because they are an angry person, for example, don't allow the anger to take control in your own life. Once again, it goes back to that foundational principle that we are responsible for our own happiness. And sometimes we're even responsible for our own unhappiness. I ask you this critical question: is it possible to live happily in the face of an unhappy situation or unhappy relationship? There are 4 important guidelines, not only to survive, but to grow. One of the most powerful answers I have learned, not in a therapy room, but in the terminal ward. In the early part of my career as a professor at Columbia, I studied dying patients and their families. And one of my greatest surprises was that there were happy people in the terminal wards. And I looked more deeply into the psyche of these patients to see what is it in the human psyche that enabled them to face the most unhappy of all situations a human being can face and still be at peace and feel a sense of happiness. First, let me share one of the most powerful lessons of all: denial versus distancing. Sometimes there are painful truths in our lives, It may be the infidelity of a partner. If you focus on that every day, if that becomes your constant companion in life, you sentence yourself to your own unhappiness. There is a difference between denying, we do not deny what has happened or the pain that it may have caused, but it is critical for your own emotional survival and happiness that you distance yourself from that pain. The people in the terminal wards knew they were dying, but they focused on today. They focused on the people in their lives that they loved and the things in their lives that they created that gave them a sense of fulfillment. And there is a lesson in the dying process.